how am I even gonna say this? Sex and marriage. We'll just put it up. Hey, you know what? 2020 summer, y'all, that's my year for the streets. I'm gonna be going on some type of plane, y'all, and y'all know how 2020 panned out. Like, I'm going on this vacation, whether I'm going by myself, whether I'm going with the angels in the sky, whether I'm going with somebody else, but it doesn't matter who's coming, I'm going on this plane. And my fiance said no. He said no, y'all. He said absolutely not. Your job is to provide and protect. So I understand his concerns, but homegirl wasn't hearing it. I said no, right? I am going on this trip. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Natanya. I'm a business coach and digital marketer, but we are still in the wedding vlog series. So that's what the next few videos are going to be looking like. If you are completely brand new to my channel, welcome officially. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you know when I upload my next video. And if you are a regular watcher here, welcome back again. As I said, I'm gonna be making a lot more videos about wedding planning and a panorama, y'all. It has been such a wild journey for the past, I would say, few months that me and my fiance have been on, of planning a wedding, being engaged, taking that next step of officially being married. So many things have transpired and so many things I wanted to share with you guys about. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 4 things that I have learned in my engagement process that has really just opened my eyes to life as a whole, as well as preparing for marriage and preparing to be a wife. So if you guys want to know more about that, be sure to keep on watching. Little things right now may not seem a huge detriment to your relationship, but they can be weights if you don't properly address them, and then they will rise up in 3 to 5 or 10 years of your marriage, and then one person can reach their breaking point and feel like I just can't do it anymore. But you have seen those red flags 10, 5, 6, 7 years back when you were engaged, right? So we really, and I'll even say myself, I really was open to that scripture that the little foxes spoil the vine, and making sure that you can identify little small nuances, little trivial things that seem very trivial, seems very superficial, but if they're not properly dealt with, you can carry that and it will snowball into a weight, and then when you're married, it will then come and explode, and it then can feel like it's just the heaviest thing ever that you're carrying, and that's not something that you want to do. You really want to go into marriage, and I'm not even married, but I would assume that you would want to go into marriage not being blindsided. I would say that was one of my biggest prayers, that I don't want to be blindsided. I don't want to ever feel like, you know, one day I would just wake up and be like, who is this person that I've married? I have no idea who this person is. I don't recognize anything like that. Like, all of these fears of not being completely aware and not being naive of the realities of marriage is something that I had to go through, and something that I realized that you want to be able to identify certain things within your relationship that can be a potential weight, and really stop it as soon as possible by talking about it, praying about it, fasting about it, and fasting together about it, as well as being able to reach out to counsel. So a part of protecting your marriage is, one, knowing when to reach out and talk to somebody about it, and knowing who to talk to somebody about the things that you guys are going through. At the beginning stages of our relationship, and as it progressed into a courtship, when we got engaged, we did not reach out to a lot of people, maybe only one person, if even, just because our relationship still was so new. So we didn't exactly know, of course, where it was all going to transpire to, but on the other end as well, we also got some advice that we're too young. So we're too young to even just be in a relationship. So we never really started our relationship off with having a lot of outside help and outside opinion, which is something that I don't regret it now, because at the end of the day, we ourselves wouldn't have even been sure who we would have reached out to in those times. But I know that when we have our children, and if I have the opportunity to talk to somebody else about that as well, I would 100% say talk to people as much as you can, people who you trust, people who have gone exactly more or less where you are within your relationship, somebody who is of course still married, and somebody who has strong Christian values and have similar values that you have within your own relationship, and being able to be open, honest, and frank about a relationship. I never had that really growing up. Like, I had my sister, of course, who's now married, and I had a couple mentors as well, but still I remember like us wanting to reaching out to people for help, and I remember them coming back and saying that you're too young, and that completely discouraged us from even feeling comfortable to reaching out and speaking up about certain things that we needed a second opinion on, or certain things that we wanted to pray about and pray through. So for the most part of our relationship, it was really just us on our own and God, and DIYing, Googling blogs, and of course a couple people that I could reach out to, like my sister. But outside of that, that was it, y'all. Because at the end of the day, like, we all kind of go through similar things. We all have to work through communication. We all have to work about respect and boundaries of love, and we all go through similar things. It may not take place in the same exact way, but with any type of relationship, such as, you know, family relationships, friendships, you go through these common things. So it's not taboo, it's not awkward, it's not, you know, like a secret thing. And I think that was the other reason why we didn't exactly like talk about a lot of things, because at the very beginning of our relationship, even just our friendship when we were 18, literally 18 and 19, it was, we came from that culture where we didn't really share what you're going through in your relationship. It's still more like a hushed moment where you don't exactly like let people in on your business, let people know on your private affairs, when at the end of the day, we all go through the same thing. So I don't really understand how my situation is any much more different than yours. And from those moments and growing through those hardships, really understanding more about who I am, the type of identity that I want to have, and the type of woman that I want to be and inspire other women to be. So I've made the decision to living my life without shame. I've made the decision to being completely open and honest about how I feel, as well as what's going on in my life. And a part of that is having a YouTube channel or being very active on social media. So I have decided, it doesn't matter who's with it, it doesn't matter who can jump, it doesn't matter who is on board or who's not. I have decided to live my life shame-free. So if I'm going through something, I'm gonna say something. I do not care for the opinion of people. I do not have the time to care for the opinion of people, but just in the sense where why would you care so much about what other people have to say about your marriage, your relationship, your business, your income, your car, your family, it doesn't matter. It's just other people's opinions, and what matters most is what I think, what my fiance thinks, and what God thinks. And once I'm okay with that, I really do not feel that it is a good spending of my time to think so much about what other people have to think about me and my relationship. So all I'm just trying to say is really being able to come to that understanding of who are you, what type of woman do you want to embody, as well as I said, for myself, I've decided to live my life shame-free. I've decided to take that satisfaction from other people of being able to have an opinion and cast weight from their opinion and have that be deposited into my life. Really working through those thoughts and really being super reflective. Again, what type of identity do you want to carry through while being married? But you want to know who you can reach out to. So you want to have a few, and it doesn't need to be a lot, it really can be 2 to 3 trusted people that you really believe has solid counsel, really great wisdom, and people who can speak to your situation because they've been in your shoes. But I have like a support, a community of women that I can go to, women who can give me sound advice, women who can give me really great counsel on navigating a relationship, navigating marriage, how to prepare for that, how to make sure that your values, your thoughts, your mindsets align with the word of God. That it's so important that you have people who can check you for that as well, because not everything that you think or say is also in alignment with what God has to say. The other tip that I want to also talk about is knowing when to just pray about it. There are so many times when I have reached out asking for like a second opinion. I'm not really sure if I can do this way, and just being able to reach out to people and have like everybody not respond in the time frame that I would have expected. And that was God reminding me that this is something I want you to pray about, okay? Really go to me about and develop that intimacy and work that muscle so you can have an ear to hearing what God has to say with regards to who you are and protecting your marriage. So as I said, just to recap this really long-winded and probably combobulated point is know when to reach out. So is it a time for you to press in and to hear what God has to say about this situation, or is it a time for you to reach out to the counsel and the community that he has provided for you and that he has created a hedge and a safeguard for you? Or and if it is time for you to do that, then who do you talk to? And making sure that you align yourself and your spouse or partner as well, both have people to hold y'all accountable. It leads me into my next point: sex and marriage and engagement and what that is going to look like. So there's no surprise here. As I have made mention multiple times, me and my fiance are saving sex for marriage. That was something that we've always wanted to do. It has been an interesting journey, really wanting to save sex for marriage, and now being really close to that finish line, and being able to say that we did it. Like, that is so profound, because I know that it was nothing of our own self-control or our self-will that has prevented us from furthering that step. It really is the hands of God, y'all, because there could have been many opportunities that we could have, and we've decided no. And that is something that we really talked about extensively, and we talked about why. I want to stress that why part, because now you can save sex for marriage, but you want to understand why. And it is not just honoring God and saving sex for marriage. You want to understand why God has instilled that and why he put that safeguard in place, why he created sex for marriage and not before that, and why that is a command, why that is something that he expects of us. And we looked at biblical reasons, personal reasons, health reasons as well. And I would say one of the biggest things for us that we've held to is we don't want to enter into our marriage with that sense of guilt and baggage that we really could have waited. And the fact that we both have been waiting for all of our lives, really, to us, it didn't make a lot of sense, I would say, for us to actually pursue that, and for us to actually follow through with actually having sex. Like, for us, it's like we've already waited 24 years. We've already waited like 23 years. We can wait 9 more months. We can wait 8 more months. We can wait 5 more days, y'all. We can wait, right? And as I said, it was not our own self-control that has allowed us to wait, because as a fiance, okay, you're not married, right? But in your mind, it's like you are married. You are very much, I I'm very much married in my mind, and I'm not. I am legally not married, right? And I'm not married in the eyes of God. But your mind is a powerful thing, and your mind can really make you feel like you're married, and you really are not married at all. So, and especially as you lead up closer to the wedding date, I know a lot of people have said, like, as you get closer to the wedding date, the temptation is stronger. Not the case for me, because wedding planning has made me very tired and very exhausted, a bit disappointed in certain cases. So that's not a story for me. But my point is, closer to that wedding date for me, I feel like I'm married. We got an apartment, we got the marriage license, we got the bands, we got everything that we need. To me, mentally, it's like we are married, but you're not. So really making sure that you don't cross certain boundaries within your mind, and you don't cross certain boundaries with your body. And I'm not really going to make this video a whole lot about like waiting and all that fun stuff. Maybe if you guys want to learn more about that, you can let me know in the comment section. Y'all, I just saw a bird. I just saw a bird. I thought the bird was gonna fly into my apartment, y'all. But as I said, I'm not going to make this video about sex and purity and all boundaries and stuff, but I am making this point that it's important to know when your triggers, know your boundaries, have these honest conversations with you and your significant other about waiting. Why is waiting important for you? As I said, we know what the Bible says, we know that it's something that we should do, but that is not the end all be all, because as you know, we know the difference between right and wrong. We also want to know what value does this hold for us, and we decided that we've already waited so many years. We can wait a few more months, we can wait a few more weeks, we can wait a few more days, and for us, we didn't want to carry that baggage. We didn't want to feel like our marriage is a bit incomplete because we've already done certain things. We didn't want to feel that, so we wanted to make sure that we saved sex for marriage. And I'm not making the emphasis just on sex, because sex is one thing, but it's really the posture of your heart, which relates back to purity, and how you're governing your purity in your mind, in your heart, of making sure that, okay, just because we're not going to have sex doesn't mean that, you know, you can't open the doors for other things. So really making sure that you're not putting the focus just on sex as a whole. You want to talk about boundaries. What for us is the line between, you know what, this can lead into us having babies, or this is something that we're both just comfortable with, right? So I'm not here to talk about what that looks like, because it looks different per person, but at the end of the day, I'm saying that you want to have these honest conversations with your significant other, and making sure that you understand what values you both hold to, because it's really going to be your values that keep the both of y'all. In those times of weakness, it is not just, yeah, well, you know, God would be disappointed. Like, that's great and all, but again, I'm not going to sit up here and act like that was the end all be all. It really was. We've waited so long, we can wait some more. Okay, so I hope these tips helped. I know that there's more of like a mishmash dialogue than concise 5 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be getting married in a few more days, and I've also realized that with the pandemic and things changing, there is not a lot for me to vlog. But if you guys liked these type of videos, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I can do more chit chat videos with you guys and get more videos like this on my channel. All right, y'all, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.